You just have to find out what you want, and you might have to be the one that initiates it. You kind of have to like grab the bull by the balls, you know? Yeah. Hello and welcome to Voiceover Simplified. I am Katelyn Dawn. Today I'm going to be talking about the top 5 resources I cannot live without as a voice actor, and it mostly revolves around support in the community. But before I get into that, I just wanted to say a big thank you for the people who've subscribed to my channel. I didn't look at my channel for a while, and I came back and there were over 200 subscribers, and some videos had like 2,000 views, 1,500 views, and I was like, what happened? People are listening to my opinions? This is crazy. So I wanted to say thank you so much for subscribing and supporting me. It really encourages me to keep putting videos out. And if there's anything that you want me to talk about, let me know in the comments below. And just a reminder, the voiceover community is a super kind, generous, and giving community. So I would love the comments to reflect that. What you say is all part of your reputation, so we should be supportive and kind to each other. But these are just my own personal things I've learned, things I want to discuss, things I think would have been helpful if I heard them. And there's lots of different opinions, and that's totally fine. So these are just my opinions, and if they don't vibe with you, that's okay. That being said, let's jump into like the top 5 resources I can't live without. So in the voiceover industry, there are times of feast and famine when you're starting out. And if you didn't have support, I don't know how you would get through it. So for me, support has been like completely like paramount. So my first resource that I could not live without is my coaching and my education. And so for me, I started out using Edge Studios for all of my webinars, all of my coaching. I did their like program where you can get a demo made and 5 sessions with a coach. My first coach was Jennifer Sims, and she was awesome. She was super, like, just nice and gentle and, like, wasn't super harsh and stuff like that. She really helped me get comfortable just, reading scripts. And another thing that was great about Edge Studio is they have a feedback form. So part of your homework is to practice scripts and upload them. And then that's your first taste of the VO community, is getting feedback on your reads. The VO community is just very, very giving and kind and is always willing to help you. So that was my first taste of getting feedback from the voiceover industry, is the feedback form. I believe they're moving over to a website called sotelling.com. I actually have been working very closely with David Goldberg, who's the CEO of Edge Studio. So if you want to upload samples from your studio to see, get feedback on your noise floor and things like that, and your audio quality, go to sotelling.com and sign up as a creator, and you can upload voiceover auditions, studio samples, all that type of stuff. So if you're not going to go through a route like Edge Studio, there's other ways that you can get lots of great, information when you're first starting out. There's a ton of webinars and coaches through Gravy for the Brain. So Gravy for the Brain is a great resource. Definitely check them out. I'll put a link in the description to Edge Studio as well as Gravy for the Brain. All right, so the second resource that I could not live without, and one that I jumped on really quickly in my voiceover journey, was World Voices Organization, also known as WoVO. WoVO basically advocates for fair rates in the industry. They teach you best practices and basically proper etiquette in the industry. They're the closest thing I'd say we have to like a regulatory body, because they do advocate for fair rates, and they have a page on their website dedicated to rates and where you can find, industry standard rates. Like they use the GVAA rate guide. Gravy for the Brain has rates. Edge Studio also has rate cards available. If you hear my dog eating, he's just eating kibbles right here. Probably one of the best resources that WoVO has to offer is their members-only Facebook group. The Facebook group has hundreds of voice actors who are actually the professional members. Professional members are vetted talent that have booked a certain amount of work, have a certain number of clients, are proven to be professionals. So you can have access to people who are experts in like audio engineering, negotiations, and rates, and like pretty much any question that you have. you can go to the WoVO Facebook page and ask the professionals in the industry. And these are all people who are going to support you because we rise together in this industry and we hold each other accountable. We encourage each other to charge fair rates. Even if you're new, you need to charge fair industry rates. So for any advice that you need, WoVO's great. Using their Facebook page, highly recommend it. They also have Zoom sessions twice a week where you can actually meet people and communicate with people. It's just a session where you just like grab a coffee and you chat. And so for me, that was like my first home base. That was where I first felt like I'm connecting with other people and we can talk shop, we can talk about our studios, we can talk about life, whatever's going on. I just love WoVO. I think they're great. So definitely check out WoVO. One more thing about WoVO. They also have a mentorship program available. And you can always ask in the Facebook group, is anybody willing to mentor me? Can somebody spare an extra 30 minutes to chat with me? I'm sure somebody would be available to help you. Which brings me to my third point. The third resource that I couldn't live without is mentorship. So having a personal mentor has meant the world to me in my voiceover career. Now, finding a mentor is going to be completely unique to each person. And it just happens like naturally when you do the Zoom sessions on WoVO, or you do Gravy for the Brain and you meet other people on webinars and stuff like that. So tips for finding a mentor would be like what to look for is just someone who's more successful than you, or like is where you want to be. There's people in this industry who are just so generous and kind and giving. You can even pop in some of the Facebook groups. Is anybody willing to mentor me? Whether it's like once a month or whatever, whether that be a coach or I don't know, but my mentor has been fantastic and he cares and he wants to see me succeed. Yeah, I'm just really lucky. So go forth and hopefully you find a mentor. So the fourth thing that is an amazing resource that I couldn't live without is my voiceover accountability group. This was another thing on my checklist of resources I knew I needed to feel support from the community. And again, this is something where you can find people that are like-minded, whether it's what's your brand of voiceover? Do you like to get your work from direct marketing? Do you like to get your work from auditioning on pay-to-plays? Whatever your kind of goals are, try to find people who are in line with those goals and you can spur each other on, encourage each other. It could be a goal group. It could be a workout group. It could be a group where you pool your resources and you have experts in certain things come and do a talk with you. It can be whatever you want it to be. You just have to find out what you want and you might have to be the one that initiates it. You kind of have to grab the bull by the balls, Yeah. Sometimes you just have to take initiative and organize something that can be out of your comfort zone, but I'm sure getting into voiceover in the first place is out of your comfort zone. Whatever your group looks like, it should just be a smaller group of people who are dedicated to encouraging each other and, thriving and growing together as a group. All right, now the fifth resource that I cannot live without is my voiceover workout group. I use Larry Hudson's VO Heaven workouts. It's really affordable. It's $30 a month and you can work out once a week. And what it is there's one person who's the leader. Yeah, you bring in 2 scripts and you read and then people give you feedback. And this is great because it builds your ability and your skills in live direction because people are going to give you direction and then you have to apply that direction. It also helps you grow skills in directing others. And this is actually very useful because when you're doing auditions in your booth, you're alone in there and you have to direct yourself. So this is a great, everyone benefits. You get to direct others, others direct you. So it's very symbiotic and everyone's growing and learning together. So I use Larry Hudson's workouts, but there are a ton of other workouts out there as well. There's also, I just asked some of my friends in the industry, there's Bradshaw's Wonderland. There is LIVO Takeover. I've also heard of Domingo Castillo. Great things about him. There's also KH Casting in Canada. They have an animation workout as well as a commercial workout. And sometimes they cast from people that they know. But again, if you join the Facebook groups, like WoVO Facebook groups, that's like the best one. That's the one I utilize the most. There are some sketchy Facebook groups out there, or just like Facebook groups where people don't have experience and they're like very opinionated and you're not sure whose opinion to trust. That's why I really recommend WoVO's Facebook group. You can trust that the people here are seasoned professionals and they know what they're talking about. So that's another question you can ask. What are the workouts that you use? What do you recommend? But I loved and still love working out once a week, and it keeps you connected with other people, builds your skills, and I couldn't live without it. So bottom line, I just love the voiceover community, and we all just really want to see each other succeed. So I'd recommend getting a little checklist together and, finding these things for yourself, because I know I wouldn't be where I am today if it weren't for all of these different support groups and all these different resources and making relationships with amazing people. So I hope this was helpful. Let me know in the comments if there's anything you want me to talk about. I'm more than happy to. So I appreciate your time. We'll talk to you again, and go forth and connect with the community. Bye!